Did yours slap you? Mine kicked me.
Can't feel my face.
Why are we in this?
Can't feel my tongue.
Yeah, man.
My chest hurts.
No, dude, I'm done. Hey guys, welcome back, my friends. Hey, here we are. This is the kickoff to season 2. Man, has it been a ride. Season 1 came out. It was kind of a test fit for us, and to see how this would really take off. We had this vision. I had this vision. Been get called a lot about different opportunities to do this. Been on some podcasts before as a guest, and I had this thing to give back, man. And season 1, man, it took off bigger than I thought. I mean, we had a lot of subscriptions, a lot of comments, a lot of people reaching out to us. And we had originally signed this to kind of do 2 seasons. And so this is season 2. We're kicking off. Here we are. So my name's Chris Olexa. I'm the CEO founder of Aspire2B Hospitality Group. And over here to right here, I got my beautiful wife.
Yeah, Kimberly Olexa.
Yeah.
A founder of Aspire2B Hospitality Group. I serve as CFO of the company.
CFO, you count all the money. You
Count
keep
all
us in
the
straight. And then over here from Jersey Shores, I like saying all that. I got my man over here.
Yes, sir. Justin Smith. So Chief Operating Officer of Aspire2B Hospitality, run operations for the entire company.
How cool was that to do this last year for
Yeah.
the season?
Yeah, it was cool. I
Yeah.
came into it, dragging my feet, but at the end of it, it was
Yeah.
pretty cool to be able to reach people and just pour into others.
The most cool
awesome.
part was like people that I haven't ever met or don't know, just making comments like, "Oh, you're the guy on that podcast." And I think we've made an impact on some people, whether
Yeah,
it's at the
super
ball
cool.
fields or at
Super
HEB.
Yeah.
And that just that felt amazing because the reason we were doing this is to give back and try to make a difference. And we were just talking about that before.
Yeah.
How do we give nuggets and really help others?
Yeah.
Because that's how we run our company.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's really cool to sit back and see what we've done. But hey, I want to since our first season, I want to tell you guys, our company's called Aspire2B Hospitality Group. We aspire each other to be better today than we were yesterday, right? We're owners and operators of 15 restaurants and growing like wildfire of 6 different unique brands. And so we're franchisee of Buffalo Wild Wings, the spinoff Buffalo Wild Wings Go, which we love right now. It's killing it. And then we also do Arby's. We do a brand called Mellow Mushroom. Great pizza, guys. I mean, you got to get the beer cheese with that one. And we do a Rusty Taco, a brand called Rusty Taco. And we also own and operate a Starbucks, which is huge to me. I love Starbucks because, I used to sit as a little kid, look at that Starbucks. Wow. How do you get to that point? So, if you want to go back and watch season 1, there's a little bio about us. But we're 3 people that came from different backgrounds. Me and Kim are high school sweethearts. And my background, didn't go to college. Was no pictures in the books. Kim was a nurse.
Yeah.
Orphan. You'll find all that about her. And Justin came as a bartender. And man, so we're not going to sit here and tell you and blow a bunch of smoke up your butt and tell you that we're perfect, right? Because we're not. We have made many mistakes. So we're trying to just share stuff with you that we feel like we might help you. And to be a better entrepreneur, to better business owner, to better leader. And just to listen to this podcast, you do not have to be an entrepreneur or owner. I mean, you could be a COO of your company. You could be the team lead of the sales leader. You could, be whatever you are, and you just want to listen to some nuggets to make you be better in your life. Then this is the podcast for you, right? And I want to encourage you, please go out and share this, subscribe to it. Go to all the platforms. We're on every one of them. YouTube, if you want to watch it, we're on YouTube. And we're on Apple Tunes, Apple I always say it wrong. iTunes,
iTunes, Apple Podcasts,
Apple Podcasts, all of the stuff. Spotify. We're on all of it,
Yes,
and we're changing up here too. We actually added some different camera angles this year or this season. We're going to actually add a different desk in here, coming in here, kind of changing up a little bit because we've been asked this a lot. We're going to maybe start bringing in some guests in here too that have a different perspective, might be different kind of than the businesses, and kind of just go back off each other and see how we can share some stuff out there. So, but today's podcast, kicking off, get asked this all the time. Why do you put yourself through this, right? So we get asked that because we're owners, right? And we struggle through it every day, just like everybody else does. But why do you really put yourself through this? So, which one do you want to start?
Yeah, so I guess I can go.
Go for it.
So this is the $1 million question, right?
Yeah.
Why do you put yourself through this every day? And honestly, to wrap it up, to sum it up, I guess you could say I'm an adrenaline junkie. I'm a leader. I love to problem solve.
Yeah.
I like to challenge myself. I like the challenge, and that basically sums it up. I think that's the spirit of an entrepreneur.
Yeah.
And we live in the great USA, and everybody has the same opportunity as we did.
Yeah.
And that is start your own business, and that's what I wanted to do. That was my dream, and we started small.
Yeah.
And we built big. We started as a small vending machine company, built to a Quiznos, and now we have, like you said, 15 locations. But to sum it up, I think it's just adrenaline junkie. Some call me crazy, but that's it.
Yeah, you do this all the time at the house, like, why do I put myself through this? The stresses of this, but then you turn around and see what you built. And you say that all the time. So
it started with mine and your mouth to feed, and now we look around, we have 800 mouths to feed.
Yeah.
So
it's important too.
that's why we do it every day.
It's important. Yep.
One of the reasons why we do it every day.
One of the reasons. That's right. Justin, come on.
Yeah, it starts with loving what you do. So, I mean, I've always, from the first day that I worked in a Buffalo Wild Wings, fell in love with the brand, and very similar to Kim. Like, I need to be challenged. I enjoy problem solving. My mind is always running. I don't have great mechanisms to shut it down. And I always want to literally, truly aspire to be better today than I was yesterday. I think about it all the time. It's how I'm wired. So, part of it, is breaking maybe some generational gaps where I want to, do something that, my parents didn't accomplish or my grandparents didn't accomplish, to, provide better, fruits for my family.
Yep.
And I think that's it's led with loving what I do. It's being challenged, and I have something to prove to myself too.
Yeah.
At every level, starting with a bartender, I wanted to prove to myself that I could be an assistant manager.
Yeah.
And then when I became an assistant manager, I always wanted my own store. And then when I got my own store, I always wanted a director of IT position and had to go to school to get that. And then essentially, I wanted to be in charge and lead and run and own and operate something, much, much larger, which is where we sit today. So I have to be challenged. I have to love what I do. And I'm here to say that I do love what I do every single day. And that's a pro of owning your own business, is you're kind of in control of your own success and destiny based on all of those things.
Yeah. Guys, I want to start it this way too. Instead of me just answering that question, why I do it for myself, I want to kind of we'll lead into some conversations that I kind of come up with, because I get asked this a lot. Every time I sit down and have coffee with the Bulls or with some individual out there, like, why do you do this? And they know. They know inside, because they have the same. They just want to hear it, right? They want to know, am I on the same track? Because I want to be just like what you're doing, or just what I want to start my own business or do this. And they have the same thing. I go back though on myself is back in the past, and everybody's gonna have this, and y'all probably have it. That there's something in your life that you saw that snapped, that says, you know what, I want to be in charge of my own destiny. I want to be that person. And I think when I got to the point, why do I do what I do today? Or why do I put myself through this? And it goes back to that, like my name on the chalkboard. When I was young, I was always optimistic. And that's what's wrong with the world today. I feel like it's the kids don't have that vision. And why would they? what they deal with today and what's happening. But I never saw negative. When I was growing up, I lived in a bad situation, but I didn't dwell upon that bad situation. I looked at successful people and looked up to them. It's a shame nowadays. Successful people shame them. You know, they're like, oh, you're too rich. And what they built that, you know, that's theirs. They won that trophy. They won that trophy. Why would you be jealous of somebody that's done something phenomenal in their life? And if you really want to shame on that person, go back and look at their history.
Yeah, your life circumstances don't dictate your success.
Society should never control who you are. But when I was young, you know, I was born in 73, going through high school, I didn't have anything really to look up to besides the future. And to be optimistic, if I work hard, I can have what I want. And I saw
all truth in that statement.
There is. You saw people drive nice trucks. I want that.
No matter what society is trying to dictate to you.
That's right.
There's truth to that statement. United
States of America is the greatest country in the world. Now, I haven't traveled all the countries. Believe me, I can't do that. But I just know that if somebody like myself, you can be here today, it is the greatest country in the world.
Yeah.
So get off your butts and figure it out. I want to tell people these days, stop living in what the world's telling us to right now, what society's telling us what to do. It's like oppression.
Yeah.
We're being oppressed because we're being taught. Every time I go on social media, we're being taught to not celebrate the good things. I was watching this hearing the other day, and they were beating up the founder, the CEO of Starbucks, right? Of course, I have a Starbucks, but I was just watching it. And the guy they were attacking said, you're worth $1 billion. And he didn't shame for it. He said, you know what? I am worth $1 billion. But when I grew up, my parents never owned their own house. They rented a house. We were poor. And I worked my butt off because I saw opportunity. And I went for it. And I've earned every $1 billion that I've made. I've earned it. It was never given to me. And I give more of that back.
Yeah.
And so that's where today's is. I feel like people are out there today. And it don't matter. You don't have to go start your own restaurant. You don't have to go start your own business, right? You just have to have opportunity and know that it's out there for you.
And you hear the passion right now that's at this table. I think when you're starting a new business or you're getting into business ownership, you have to hear that and know that there is no plan B.
Yeah.
That passion is led with you're going to come in early and stay late. You are going to be the person putting in the extra hours and having to do a little bit of everything. But there's truly no plan B when you start a business. You have to go all in, and you've really got to put in the work. You've got to put in the research. You've got to put in the time, all of it. And all of this passion at that table, if you have a scapegoat or, I could go do this something different, that's a little bit of the difference between navigating through a corporate job and owning your own business.
Yeah.
True.
I mean, Kim, I know your past. I grew up in your past. Knew you in 8th grade, saw what happened to you.
Yeah.
What made you do that? Go through this to get where you're at today.
Well, I wanted to control my own destiny because for the first 13 years of my life, my destiny was controlled by others.
Yeah.
And so, my mother committing suicide, mental illness, all the things that, a 13-year-old endured up to that point. I said, no more. I want to control my own destiny.
You could have crawled in a hole with all the
yeah.
You could have.
Could have.
A lot of people do.
Yes.
You did not.
Yeah. And I wasn't going to allow myself to be entitled to depression or mental illness or anything of that sort just because my mother was identified in that sort. I was going to make a pathway for myself.
Yeah.
And so that's kind of where I started out from. And it drove me. It continues to drive me to this day.
Yeah.
And I am committed. There's a lot of pros and cons to owning your own business, right? There's the financial rewards, of course, is a pro. The time commitment is a con, right? Being a mother of 4, having to commit as much time as I'm committing to this business, some days it stinks.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, it's a financial reward for us and our company, our children, and those around us. Look, there's been experiences in our company when our managers bought their first truck, bought their first house, and that's just because of the company that we lead and the opportunities that we're providing. And not just for us. I just want to encourage small business owners or those thinking about owning their own business. You know, you come to a cliff and you come to that final decision. You may be wrestling with this decision. Do I want to own my own business? Do I not? And then it's actually that, and you and I had this experience. It was that cliff.
Yeah.
We were at the deciding factor of, do we want to jump or do we want to stay here? Because right here on the edge is comfortable. We know everything about business. We've done a lot of research on our own. Do we want to jump off? Take the jump.
Yeah.
Take the jump. Make the time commitment. Put the time in your business. There's so many small business out there that have failed because just people don't want to commit.
Yeah.
There's so much fulfillment when you put in all that work and you solve the problems and you go through all of it, and the end result of that is your business flourishes.
Yeah.
The alternative could be you're doing that for someone else.
Yeah, and quit
so
quit allowing like your internal voice to say you can't do it, or somebody else telling
Society.
you can't do
Yeah.
it. Yeah, you can. You can.
Yeah.
And there's no reason you can't, because I'm sitting here proof.
Yeah.
I didn't have anything. I come from nothing.
Yeah.
And here I am, you know, and same for you, and same for you. I mean, we're not Donald Trump's sons or daughters.
Yeah.
You know,
We weren't given innocent.
We weren't given anything.
Yeah.
We did our research, we jumped, and we were committed.
Yeah.
To what we started, and here we are.
Yeah.
And so if I can encourage anybody, that would be my encouragement.
And I think that's, you know, Justin, I think going back to you, when we interviewed you, and what sold me on you is when you, like you said, you were a bartender and you saw opportunity. You know, you didn't see oppression. You saw opportunity out there. And how do I get it? And you kept asking, how do I get to you get? How do I get where you got? What do I need to read? What do I need to learn? What do I need to work on? Remember those days?
Oh, yeah. The start of being a bartender, it's like, how do I go from being an introverted person to learning how to make a lot of money and chatting with people? And I learned that I really resonated with sports. And I've brought this up before, but I'm a Mets fan in Florida, and Jerry the Mets fan was in my wedding, and that's just nuts as someone who knew me growing up. But then it's it doesn't get easier as you navigate through that, and I don't want to sugarcoat that at all. I decided to get into management and start a family. So why do I do this? Is because I had 2 young girls, and I had a wife now that I had to provide for. So I needed something a little more stable. And that also meant, and it's not for everybody, but it was for me and what I was trying to achieve, that I also needed to go to school and get my bachelor's degree and my master's degree. But it wasn't as, I guess sexy, you call it, as going to a 4-year school and partying for 4 years. No, I was leaving to go to Southfield, Michigan at 6 a.m., getting home at 9 p.m., seeing my daughters for a half hour, saying goodnight to my wife, and then doing papers until midnight.
Yeah.
To achieve that. And why do I do this? Because I wanted to provide a better, platform for my daughters when they grew up, for obviously financial gain. And I wanted to put in hard work to have something of my own at one time. And I didn't see any other way to get there than to put in that work. And I know there's other ways to get there, and you can get lucky, or, you can have an awesome product.
Win the lotto if you played.
Yeah, you could win the lotto, but the only way I ever saw it was through hard work.
I want to drop this on everybody, and this makes sense, right? Hard work works.
Yes.
It does.
Yes.
Hard work works. I posted that.
What's our Bible verse?
Yeah, Proverbs 14:23.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, if you're gonna talk about it, just gonna sit there on your couch and talk about it, drive around. This is what I'm gonna do one day. That's gonna bring poverty, right? But hard work brings a profit. So that's Proverbs 14:23. That's our big thing here. And I want to say this, man, as an entrepreneur or anybody out there, if you lay your head on the bed and go to sleep at night and always don't dream to have more, then you got a problem.
Yeah.
I think you have a problem in life.
You should always aspire to be.
I mean, you always want more. And I don't let society, especially right now, tell you that you shouldn't want more. I mean, if you want that Escalade, go get that Escalade.
Yeah.
Go get it. I mean, I see them driving everywhere. These new ones are fine. I'm like, man, I'm so proud of people driving these Escalades everywhere. People's like, I wonder what they do for a living. Don't worry about what they do for a living. They bought it. It's theirs. They dreamed for that, right?
Yeah, but you just can't go from nothing to an Escalade.
Well, you got to work for it.
Sugarcoat
no,
that.
you got to work for it.
You got to get in a Pinto first, drive that sucker around, and then trade in your Pinto for the Escalade eventually.
Eventually, that's right. But it goes back to, I see some great people out there in the world that I want to celebrate, that go out there and work hard and want it. and want to change the lifestyles. People ask me a lot, hey, what's the final definition of success for you? What's the final definition of success? And the true definition of success to me is getting to heaven, right? That's when I made it.
Absolutely.
That's what I told Kim. When I get in that coffin, I want a fork and a spoon. And everybody's going to ask, what's that fork and spoon? Because he said he's ready for dessert when he gets there.
Yeah, that's cool.
I've wore this body down. But a true definition also to success is watching me and us change other people's lives. I live comfortably. We live comfortably. Our kids can go to schools, colleges where they want to go. I wasn't able to. You weren't, Harley. You had to pay for your own way there. But now to watch, like you said, watch somebody else buy their truck or buy their first car, things like that. That's huge success. And when you get to a level of, if you really strive to do that, you see really successful people in life, that's what they want to do. They want to change other people's lives. And then you see other successful people, truly, Tesla. That guy never slows down, right? He's just always, what's next? What can we do next? What can I change next? How do I improve in things like that,
I think the question that we get asked, Chris, a lot, you and I here locally in our community, I just went through Chick-fil-A's line the other day during lunch, and the manager said, man, how many locations do y'all own now? And, I told her 15, and she's like, well, when are y'all going to stop? I'm like, what? Like
that never crossed your mind,
no.
Right?
Yeah, like that stumped me. Like, okay, how do I respond here? And then my immediate reaction was, well, as long as the Lord's providing, we'll still steamroll it. But even to this day, like, what? When are we going to stop? I don't know. I don't have an answer for that. Like, we're rolling, we're going. That's just, I don't stop.
Yeah.
I think I'll stop when I have to retire.
Yeah.
That's when I stop. So a lot of people look at us and they think, when are you going to stop? When's enough?
Yeah.
Well, that's part of it.
That
You do work extra hours, and you calibrate well with family time, but y'all also wear your hearts on your sleeves and love what you do.
Yeah.
You're challenged, and that's a big testament, and that has to be something to consider when you're starting a small business or you're getting into something and you're going all in. Not only should you be an expert and have put in the research, but it's a big deal when you like it and you wake up every morning excited to go to work, and it would be a hobby. If you weren't doing it. I love restaurants. I love eating. I love hospitality. I love sports.
Yeah. Even though we're
helps.
not punching a time clock here, we come here to punch a time clock.
Yeah, and I think with that too, at the end of the day, we all challenge each other to be better every day. You do it to me. You do it to me. I do it to myself. I wake up every day and want more. And provide more to the community or whatever it is. And that's huge for us. And I think as you're out there in the community and you're out there and you're living your life, and again, guys, if you're just a team lead or whoever at your office, owner, just striving to be an owner, wanting to leave your company and start your own business, an attorney, or whoever that wants to leave a firm to go to start his own firm, whatever it is. I mean, my question I ask this, are you a maker or are you a taker?
Be a maker.
Yes. I mean, I always tell, if you're a taker, that's just somebody who's grabbing that paycheck every Friday.
Yeah.
Right? And that's not a maker. And a maker could be somebody that's getting that Friday paycheck every day. But when you grab that paycheck, you look at it like, well, I want his paycheck. Yeah. Because his paycheck's bigger than mine. How do I get to that level? And your boss or whoever, HR, whatever company you work for, is going to tell you, well, you could be a salesman somewhere. Well, you got to sell this many cars or this much stuff to get to that level. Okay, then I'll get there. And you go challenge yourself and you put out a plan how you're going to get there. And then you try to be the best at it.
Work the plan.
I mean, when we buy something, Buffalo Wild Wings, whatever it is, I challenge all of us. I want to be the best franchisee. And we're going to fake it till we make it. We're going to get there. We're going to act like it. We're going to tell our teams we are. We're going to get there. So and when I go back to that, if you want to be a taker, then you're going to just sit there and just take a paycheck every Friday, and you're going to want more, and you're going to go home, and I wish I could have that boat. I wish I could have that nicer, vacation or whatever. But then you got to be a maker. Yeah. You got to challenge yourself to go out and make your way. Right? Don't expect somebody else to do it for you. Right?
Yeah, because no one else is going to do it for you.
Yeah.
They're going to do it for themselves.
I mean, you are a maker.
Yeah.
For sure. 100%. You actually were just pushing me off the cliff. You said we walked to the edge of the cliff. No, you pushed me. Let's go. You're going with me.
Yeah, because we were on the cliff. We were deciding, do we want to own our own business or not? And we're like, yeah, we're doing it.
Yeah.
We don't have
nothing else to do.
We don't have anything else to do.
We got to do this.
We got to do this.
It's a great point, because like when you own your own business, you're for the first time ever might be in charge of the cash flow and the bank account. And if you're a maker, you have to be thinking about how you one day going to reinvest back into this business, build another one, or pay these awesome people, year over year more. Mm-hmm. If you're a taker, you might be opening a business and driving that Escalade, but that won't make sense until you've gotten to where you want to be. So, being a maker and being responsible with that piece of the business, it's so important. All too often, someone starts a business and has flashy things, and they're wondering why they can't open their second one, or they're wondering why when a catastrophe happens, they're not able to get through it. Yeah. So part of being a maker is also, just it's all of it, keeping your company secure, responsible. And it's just such an important point that, I hope resonates with the audience, and, we can expand as far into it as we need to. But it is a big deal for our company without exposing how we operate our finances. It's how we operate.
Well, you're 100% a maker too. When you come in my office every day and like challenge the cost to, hey, these costs are coming up. You're always wanting to do more and get more. And then you come to me and say, me and Kim's like, how do I get a piece of this pie? I mean, I want ownership in this company. I want to grow with this company. I want to build this with that. And you've always done that. And that's what, there's certain personalities that can do that, and that's great. And there's some that are just going to be a taker, and that's fine too. I mean, you got to have both of both worlds. But if you're watching this podcast and you're out there touring the internet, looking at stuff and wanting to learn more and nuggets, right? Dude, dude, girl, boy, whatever, you a maker. Yeah. You're trying to make it. Yeah. You're trying to figure out. You're trying to find stuff. I see podcasts, I see all these likes and all these comments and all these subscriptions, and you're watching us. You're a maker. You just need to push to the edge of the cliff. Get to that uncomfort zone. Get some encouragement and get to that,
live the American dream.
And it's there. It is so there. Hey, I want to back up though and restate this when I said the Escalade, because why I said that, it was about a year ago. We were. Chapel, our youngest, was watching a show, Disney show, yes. And it was, or a Nickelodeon show. It was like,
it was Walt Disney,
and it was saying, you don't need that Escalade.
Yeah,
like it was playing down to kids. You don't need that. Some people don't have that. You don't need that. Yeah. And me and you were like, all right, like that's oppression to me.
Yeah.
How can I tell my
kid? It gave me a great opportunity to talk to my daughter. Like, oh yes, you do need to Escalade.
Yeah.
Yes, ma'am. And not only an Escalade, you may need 2 or 3 of them suckers.
Yes.
So go get it.
Because that's the opportunity we're taking away from people and teaching them. It's not, you don't want.
The more we're making, the more we're giving. And I hope that's a super important point here, that's absolutely happening.
You're guilty. Yeah, they want to say you're guilty for wanting something.
Yeah.
But that's that's how I got out of the slum, because I wanted that.
That's right.
I wanted that, and that's what drove me. It wasn't the pictures in the books, because there was none in college, again. But there was no, that's what made me want that. I want that big truck. I want that boat. I want that lake house or whatever it is. I don't have a lake house, but I just, I might want one day. I don't know. But, that's what got me here, man. So, this is the kickoff our season. We're going to get a lot more deep dive topics, right?
We need to talk about partnerships for sure this season.
Partnerships. Yeah. We got some ideas. That was one that was shot to us a lot. So again, make some comments out there again. But guys, I want to introduce something to you. We're ending this podcast, so okay. But I'm going to start throwing y'all something called a curveball.
Okay.
Yeah. Why you look at me all scared? Yeah, you're like, what is this?
Because we have notes and we're prepared for.
Yeah. See my 2 people here. They got their spreadsheets in there already.
Let's do it.
So this curveball, is might be kind of painful. Okay, so have any of you ever we do this Blazin challenge, right, at Buffalo Wild, and it's blowing up. People go eat that thing. Have you ever had a Blazin Wing?
I stop at spicy garlic, and for those B-dubs, that's like on the medium range.
Yeah,
I don't do hot stuff, Chris.
Oh, you don't do hot stuff?
I don't do hot stuff.
Jersey, I thought I'll do all hot stuff. No, maybe not. Just okay. You've had one? We ate one a long time ago with the kids after we did like a little 5K run. Remember?
Yes.
We
that's
made
a
all the
challenge.
kids eat it, and we like blew up. Well, we love buffaloes, and it's one thing about buffaloes. They got great sauces, and their flavors are so good there. I want to challenge y'all, and Justin, I'm sorry I didn't do spicy garlic, but we are going to have a wing eating contest. But you don't have to eat all.
A wing eating contest.
Yeah, we're gonna eat a Blazin Wing right now.
Oh my goodness.
My boy Tyler and Patrick brought us some Blazin Wings from Buffalo Wild Wings. Oh,
Good thing this is at the end of this podcast.
Oh,
yeah,
my
there you go.
goodness.
Thank you, Tyler. My friend Tyler bringing us our wings, and Patrick brought them straight from the kitchen at Buffalo Wild Wings down the street. And so, wow.
It's gonna be on national YouTube.
Yeah, so this is Blazin. It's great sauce. It's really hot. But all you got to do is eat one. Wow, Kim, that is a huge wing. You're going to eat that one then. Justin loves
These wings look freaking phenomenal.
Yeah, they do.
But I already smell it in my nose.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ooh, wow.
Are we going one at a time, or are we like digging in?
No, I think we should all dig in because we don't be here all day. We're just going to eat one wing, and then we got some napkins if you need it. We got that if we need it.
How
But
about milk?
no milk. We're gonna fight through this.
Toilet paper?
No ranch, no nothing.
Okay.
Let's just eat it.
Oh,
So
no.
let's just eat this thing. I'm gonna die probably. Okay,
I instantly feel it on my lips.
guys, this flavor is really good.
I'm gonna eat the brain.
I'm
if
trying
anybody
to-
doesn't know what the brain is,
Yeah, what is the
it's
brain?
it's a drummy, and it's like that little crispy piece on the top.
Holy smokes, guys! It's good, but
So
Okay.
the thing about Blazin is it tastes so good, and then it just comes in the end and just slaps you in the face.
is that what it's doing?
Yeah.
Did yours slap you? Mine
It's
kicked me.
slapping
Well, I got something bad because mine kicked me. It didn't slap. I don't like hot stuff either. And I might need to bring a diaper after
Dang,
this.
Justin, you're like devouring your.
When I'm eating, it doesn't hurt.
All right. So there it is. Guys, thank you so much on watching this.
No, thank you, Chris, for this challenge. What was the purpose in this?
Yeah, this is hot sauce, guys. Y'all should go try this. Well, that's hotter than I thought.
Was this to go?
Woo!
I think this was a bad idea.
This was to go.
My boy
along with-
Tyler and Champ brought
well-
this up to us and said, "Hey, let's start doing this funny challenge, and you start throwing some curveballs at people."
Season 2, baby.
Yeah, me and Champ and Tyler are gonna have to talk about this because I'm not gonna participate in this thing anymore.
Can't feel my
This is-
face.
Why are we in this?
Can't feel my tongue.
Yeah, man,
My chest hurts.
who eats this? Do we sell a lot of this at our Buffalo Wild Wings? Guys, do we sell a lot of this? We do? Man.
I tell you what, I'll send a $100 Buffalo Wild Wings gift card
Yeah.
if someone goes in and takes a picture, eat and do a finish in a Blazin challenge, and post it on one of our episodes.
yeah.
Good luck.
Yeah, do it. So the challenge is out. $100
Challenge-
gift card from Buffalo Wild Wings. You go to any of our thing and post a picture. It has to be in the comments section.
Finish in this challenge.
So you have to eat what? What is the challenge? You 12 wings?
It's 10 or 12 wings. You get a piece of ice cream, headband. There's a whole production. We
Okay.
just did one today.
No, dude, I'm done.
Good luck.
Yeah. Well, Kimberly, I think we're done because I got to get something to drink. Thank you, guys. Appreciate you shooting out. Peace out. We'll see you on episode 2. Thank y'all.